And it looks like we are live. Audio, video. Ugh. 1 second. Okay. Looks good from here. Welcome back, everybody, to yet another live stream repair. 1, 2, 3, 4 with one, or 4 with we've got one here with 2 in it, so that makes 5 HomePods that showed up that we need to get taken care of. Also, we had somebody drop off a Sonos sub. That's, I kid you not, the model number on the bottom of this device is sub, that no longer powered on, and I figured, let's take it on and take it apart and see if we can't figure out what's going on. I already got it fixed up and recorded all of that footage. I just have to edit it and publish that, so keep an eye out on the channel for something different. Anyways, back to the same old for now. Let's grab a HomePod from the pile. We've got Garrett from Oklahoma here. Let's shoot them an email letting them know that theirs is up first and figure out what it is exactly that's wrong with it. So, first generation HomePod that won't power on. Seems pretty simple. Let's get their name up on the screen. And let's get started. Ooh, power cable already unplugged. I love it when people make it a little easier. Here is the first victim for the stream tonight. Let's go ahead and plug this into our kilowatt over here. Get an idea what's going on. Okay, yep, definitely no power or any sign of life there at the top. We've got 6 watts of power draw from the wall, which tells us we've likely got another one of those dead diodes on the amplifier. If you're curious about more information on this particular failure that seems to happen on the majority of these HomePods that come in, I've got info up on my website at nixfix.com under the common issues section for no power. There's one for what I'm guessing here is the diode failure in particular. But to sum it up, it just simply appears to be a bad batch of these diodes floating around because only diodes within a certain date range have been failing. And by date range, I mean there's a date code printed on the diode indicating its date of manufacture. And of all the ones that we see working or not, the ones that consistently fail are dated 1746K and 1748K. So, we'll get this apart. We will confirm our dead diode and then give it a new one. And that by itself will permanently prevent that problem from happening again simply using a newer version of the exact same part. And no, it doesn't have anything to do with its age in particular, you know, it getting old per se, because we've got, again, way too many diodes that we've seen that are still working fine, that are much older than these ones that we see fail. And we have never seen a single diode with a different day code failing yet. And to give you an idea of how many there are that we've got, this is about 1.5 centimeters thick deep, and this is full of just dead ones, so there's easily a couple hundred in there. And then there's probably 100 or so old but working ones that we just decided to replace anyways out of caution. Mostly 1746K and 1748K with a mix of older and newer ones in there too. And then we've got our brand new ones over here. Wild child. Subwoofer checks out. Here we go. Number 1, let's get up close. Take a look at that diode. What have we got? What am I saying? 1746K. If you paid attention to any of these live streams, you would not be surprised to see that. And yes, it's dead. So, pretty straightforward. We're just going to replace this diode with a brand spanking new one. Let me turn on my air filter here. It might get a little noisier, but I'd rather deal with the noise than the cancer. Hits vape. Not quite warm enough yet. So crunchy. Looking good. Let's put this together enough to test it out, see if it's all good to go. Give it a check for sneaky DC offset while we're in here. Ribbon cable reattached. power supply. In we go. And we've already got the screws that are covered up by the power supply put in, so if this works, we can just tighten everything else back up and carry on. Let's get our test woofer connected there. That's connected to a multimeter, which is connected to our PC there. You can see on the screen as I poke the woofer, our millivolts reading changes, so we're just checking to see that it doesn't have too much DC offset, which is a sign that its filters are starting to go bad. Precursors to death farts. Alright, so we've got power, we've got the main problem fixed up. We'll give it a chance to boot up so it can power on that amplifier. We'll spot check that offset and we'll be hopefully good to go. Excellent. So we've got good bass, good sound overall, great offset reading. So this one is good to go. Let's tighten up our screws and get on to the next one. If you're wondering why I switched to the manual screwdriver for these screws for the amplifier, two reasons really. Three actually. One, that screwdriver just too thick to reach in there. Two, that screwdriver just ain't magnetic enough to stick to these screws reliably, even after magnetizing tips for as long as I can. And three, these have beveled washers on them, meaning they've got a bit of a wave to them, and it's much easier to tell if you've got them fully tightened down with a manual screwdriver than the electric one. It might throw off your torque reading. It might feel like it's tight when it really isn't. And all the time fiddling with these tiny screws in that driver with it not being very attractive magnetically speaking, it would end up taking longer trying to fiddle with that than just pulling this out and doing this. nice and sealed. If you're curious about the glue on this part, it is completely unnecessary. It doesn't, at the very least, serve any function to seal anything. For one, all of the gaskets underneath it have already sealed it all up. And for two, if it was supposed to act as any sort of failover or redundant seal, you would think they would do a better job at it, with how many we've seen on here that only have like half of it glued on, actually. Its application just does not look suitable for any sort of real purpose other than just keeping the thing on here. And look at the second gen HomePod. It also does not use any glue. They gone with the glue for the second gen HomePod. They just went with other anti-repair measures on that one, like tying the drawstrings together and cutting them so short so that when you do want to take it apart, you have no choice but to cut that drawstring, which will allow it to slip through, and you'll never be able to pull on those drawstrings to tighten it back up exactly the same again. We managed twice to be able to just stuff it back into the base and screw it down. Looked good as new. Still kind of frustrating to see them do that. They could have just added an inch or two on the end. They could have just not cut that off to the very end of the knot there. So it begs the question, are they going to actually do any repairs for the second gens? Or are they going to do exactly what they do with the first gens? Which is not repairing them, but just breaking them down to their raw parts to recycle. Courtesy of Daisy. Oh, sorry guys. Bumped into you there. Let's boot him up. Next up, we've got Elena. Not sure how you would say that. From California. Let's find their email and see what's going on with it. Okay. Stopped responding out of the blue a few weeks ago. Gen 1 HomePod. No lights, no sound, no nothing. Alright. We have emailed them. Volume lights look good. What's the blah blah blah? Oh, well, she sounds fine. Looks fine. Very good. Let's get Elena's up on the screen here. Return label included. Very nice. Thank you. Here we have it. Let's go ahead and check our symptoms. Nothing up top. 4 to 6 watts of power draw. Probably the same deal as Garrett's HomePod with the dead diode on the amplifier. Well, let's crack it open and find out. They're watching Naruto. Chell sounds very excited about it. Very engaged. Messy. Oh, you get over here. Subwoofer looks great. We are inside number 2. Back at it again. Up close with our buddy old pal, the Schottky diode, and there we have another one with 1746K for a date code. You know the drill. Continuity test to check if it's shorted. Indubitably, yes it is. Let's fix that up. Flux it up. If you're curious what flux I use, we've got the ChipQuick NC191. This is the 30cc variant, simply meaning it's the bigger tube, because we go through so much of it. This stuff is nice because it's safe to leave on the board without cleaning it up. It'll actually keep things from getting corroded over time. And it's not conductive, of course, so it won't short anything out. Well, that should do it. We're going to cool this off, start putting it together enough to test it out. We'll pop our amp in first. We're going to put in a couple of the screws to hold it in place and to give us a decent connection to those tweeters underneath. Really, we only care about the screws that are going to get covered up by the power supply when we go and put that in next. Simply because if everything works, we can pop the rest of the screws in there and we'll have a head start. Oh, there we go. Get our logic board plugged in so we can actually boot this thing up. And we've got power. We're just going to let this finish booting up so the amplifier turns on and we can confirm it's got good sound and a good DC offset. DC offset just basically meaning how good or bad our filters are that filter DC voltage from the amp and sub, which can lead to death farts. This one's looking great and it sounds great. So back together it goes. Pop the rest of the screws in here, and this one will be all done.
linger for a second, see if she gets flipped like an egg. She's going in, she's not stopping. Yeah, she's gotten into her. Oh my god. You got an X game as well.
Very nice. Let's grab the next one from Philo, or Philo, not sure how you would pronounce that. Talk to me.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
Very good.
I'm having trouble connecting. I'm having trouble connecting to the. I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. I'm having trouble connect. I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. I'm having trouble connect. I'm having trouble connect. I'm having trouble connect.
All right. Elena is all fixed up, lined up, and ready to go. With that, we've got our next HomePod. Philo here actually sent 2 HomePods in, both of which Both of which have no power, it seems. They were only planning on sending one in, and the second one ended up failing before they sent the first one in. Wait a second. What is this? Someone's been in here. Well, let's check our symptoms really quick. Not sure how much farther they got than this. Yep, no power and 6 watts at the wall. So it does appear to be another case of dead diode on the amp. But we shall see. Yeah, it doesn't look like they got any farther than the plastic top, which, honestly, you did an excellent job of. Not sure why you stopped there. Subwoofer looks great. Oh shoot, I forgot to put Thylo's name up on the screen. There we go. Well, anyways, we are down to the amplifier now. You guys know the drill. Up close with our multimeter in continuity mode to check out that diode there with a date code of 1748K, which we've seen failing quite often. She's dead, Jim. Let's go. That step down next to it looks a little sus, but it's probably okay. We'll see if it just needs this diode. Actually, it looks way worse on camera than it does in person, oddly enough. It looks just fine. A little grody on the pins there, but when we douse this with flux, that should help clean it up a little bit. Excuse me. Here we go. Pop in the amp, put in just enough screws that hold it in place. Again, the ones that are covered up by the power supply in particular, so we won't have to take that back out if this is all working.
Just hang it up for a second. She's in her bouncer. Need to stand up. She's doing alright.
Nice.
She's doing pretty good. She's just vocal today.
Watching Naruto.
No, she's watching a YouTube video. She got her cube and her chewer. Her tube.
This will be the last one I do for now, and then if she
Are you sure?
takes a nap later, I'll work on more.
Okay. I'm getting hungry.
Yeah.
Taco night.
Yeah. Here we go. Yeah. That's some power. excellent offset, excellent sound, powering up and all that jazz. Good to go. Nice and sealed. What we got? Power. Yes, folks, that's all that we have time for here and now. Thylo still has a second HomePod to get fixed up, and one from, I believe that's Way, over in, I can't see the state. But we've still got 2 more to fix up, so we're going to get some dinner, try to get the baby to take a nap, and we will be back to fix up the rest.
I'm having trouble connecting
Very
to
good. Excellent. So, in the meantime, if you're looking for more info doing your own repairs, reaching out to me, or looking for someone else around the world doing HomePod repairs, check out the website, nixfix.com. Hope you all enjoyed this live stream repair, and I'll catch you again soon. Goodbye.